All right, so here we are on 7.4 on permutations and combinations. So we'll look at factorials, permutations, combinations, and then some applications. So the product of the first n natural numbers is called n factorial and is denoted by the n with an exclamation mark. Now we also define 0 factorial to be 1. So that's kind of a definition that you'll need to know. And so if you ever have to do 0 factorial, that's just 1. So what does it look like? Well, with these factorials, n factorial is just going to be n times n minus 1 times n minus 2, on and on and on until you get times 2 times 1. Okay, so 4 factorial is basically 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 0 factorial, again, by definition, is just equal to 1. And n factorial can also be written as n times n minus 1 factorial. This is going to help us later when we solve some problems where we have huge numbers and we can actually cancel out numerator and denominator if we do something like this. And so this is going to be kind of a key on how we can simplify some problems that we can't actually put into our calculator. So here's some questions. First one is find 6 factorial. Okay, well, A, that's just going to be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And if we multiply all those together, we're going to get 720. Okay. B. Now 10 factorial over 9 factorial. Well, this is one where we can use that nice feature. If we take 10 times 9 factorial over 9 factorial, those cancel, and we just get 10. So we didn't have to actually multiply 10 times 9 times 8 and then divide by 9 times 8 times 7 and so on. We could just cancel those out and we just get 10 for our answer. C looks like it's going to be a similar kind of thing. Here we have 10 factorial over 7 factorial. Well, 10 factorial we can rewrite as 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 factorial all over 7 factorial. That cancels. Now we just have to take 72 times 10 and we get 720. All right, what about D? Here we have 5 factorial over 0 factorial times 3 factorial. All right, well, 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 factorial. 0 factorial is just 1, so we can just drop it off. And then we have 3 factorial. Well, that 3 factorial cancels that 3 factorial, and we get 20. All right, so let's do E over here. So we have 20 factorial over 3 factorial times 17 factorial. All right, so what do we have here? Well, let's do this. Let's take the 20 down to 17. So we have 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 factorial all over 3 times 2 times 1 times 17 factorial. So I broke this apart and said, okay, well, let's go ahead and make it split out. Well, our 17 factorials go out. Well, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 goes into 18 3 times. So now I've got 60 times the 19, so that's going to be what, 1140? Okay. And so that's how we can do factorials. And again, sometimes you're going to get some in your calculator. It might say, 600 factorial over 599 factorial. Okay, well, guess what? You can't put those in your calculator, so you're going to do 600 times 599 factorial over 599 factorial. Those cancel, and you get 600. Okay, so when you plug it in your calculator, sometimes you're going to find out you can't do it, and this is kind of the method you're going to have to do to follow to figure that out. All right, so let's stop there and we'll come back for some more.